The Palworld Crossplay update just dropped, and while it isn't a massive one, it came with some well overdue additions, as well as one that could possibly destroy the game as we know it. But before we break all that down, I just want to quickly let you know that this video has been sponsored by G-Portal, but more on that in a moment. First off, let's start talking about some absolutely amazing additions that were well overdue that we got in this update. First off, full crossplay on all platforms, which is absolutely amazing. So it doesn't matter where you're playing, where your friends playing, you can play together. And because of this, this means that all versions of the game are the exact same version, no matter which platform they are on, where in the past, consoles lagged behind PC. We also got the dimensional PAL storage. This thing is kind of nuts. You can unlock this thing with 2 ancient technology points at level 21. And essentially all it is a secondary PAL storage box. However, this thing is absolutely massive, allowing you to store a total of 9,600 PALs. Yeah, I said that right. 9,600 PALs. It's nuts. If you fill this thing up, you definitely have a problem. Now, you can't place, well, you can place more than one, but it doesn't matter. They're all the same. It works just like your other PAL storage box, but it just holds more. And you can actually allow people who are in your guild to access all of the PALs that are stored within this box, or you can keep it private. That's the only real security settings. You just hit the key to either unprivate it or private it. And if it's unprivate, the only people that can access it are guildmates. They also added something that this game is long overdue for, and that is the cosmetic armor system. This game for the longest time has had a ton of cosmetic stuff that you could get a hold of and wear, but the problem is that cosmetic stuff didn't have a proper cosmetic slot. So in order to wear it, you had to sacrifice armor, which was just terrible and meant that using it was kind of stupid thing to do unless you were just hanging out around your base doing it for funsies. But that's a thing of the past. Now at level 22, I think it's a little high. They need to bump that down. Having this unlock at 22 is kind of stupid, but at level 22, you can unlock the antique dresser for a single ancient technology point, and within that dresser, you can set whatever cosmetics you want to wear. There's only a head, body, and glider slot. However, it picks up anything that is inside the base that is where you have the cosmetic dresser built at, which is really cool. So you could just leave your stuff in storage and access it inside the dresser without needing to go figure out where you stored it at. Then once you have it set and equipped, the other cool thing that they did is inside the inventory screen, you can just toggle it on and off just by clicking the little stack of papers, I guess you could call it there. I don't know what symbol that is, but you can see it on the screen. That little symbol there allows you to easily toggle your cosmetics on or off. This is absolutely fantastic, and now we can actually use all the cosmetics that the game has available in it. They also added a very basic photo mode. It doesn't even freeze the game. You can't control your character, and it essentially just unlocks the camera so that you can move it around, in which the camera also moves way too fast. However, you can unlock it, move it around your character, and take screenshots of your character. Not with the actual photo mode, with whatever system you're playing on's screenshot capabilities. So yeah, super basic photo mode. You can access this by hitting number 4 on keyboard on PC to bring up your actions menu, and it's right there. You can just click photo mode and that will undock your camera. The other thing we get in this update that is long overdue is the drafting table. So for the longest time, you keep getting schematics that are just useless. You have stronger stuff and you just have 9 million low-level schematics in your inventory that you've held on, or you just start throwing them out because they're so useless you don't bother saving them. Well, now you can build the drafting table. The drafting table unlocks at level 45 and will cost you 4 normal technology points. It takes 5 schematics of a specific thing to make the next highest level schematic. So for example, if you have, let's just say, handgun level 1 schematics, it takes 5 of those to make a level 2, 5 level 2s to make a level 3, and so on and so on and so on. I think 5 of these for some of the higher levels is kind of a little steep. I honestly think it should go down in the amount that you need per each level you go up. So in my opinion, it should be like level 1 can be 5, level 2 should be 4, level 3 should be 3, and then 2, and then it just caps out at 2. Or they could just change the numbers to something different, but essentially it shouldn't all be the same because the schematics get rarer the higher you get. So the rarer schematics shouldn't take as many as the lower level ones. It kind of doesn't make any sense. However, at this point, I'll take what I can get because being able to condense these schematics is absolutely amazing. Buildings can now be placed even if they overlap a PAL. So PALs running around your base will no longer affect anything that you decide to build base-wise. It just acts like they're not even there, to the point where you can build it right underneath of them and they will just continue to clip right through whatever it is you are placing. PALs getting in your way is so frustrating, so this is an amazing change. When connecting foundations or roofs, the connecting pieces will now automatically align in the same direction. This is a fantastic update for all of those people people out there who cannot stand floorboards going in different directions. Now you don't have to worry about that. It will all just face the same direction. Players can now sit on chairs and cushions. So I tested this out on a couple of different things. It's pretty much the same sitting animation for each one. Doesn't really change up between, like, for example, a stool and a chair. This gets us a little bit closer to having better roleplay servers. So I think this is something that a lot of the roleplay community, if there is a roleplay community for this game, not sure, but I think they will enjoy it if it is. And speaking of enjoying things, you know what else you are sure to enjoy? A server by 𝐺�portal. Dive into top tier gaming with 𝐺�portal. Fast, reliable, and ready for action. Experience instant setup, 24/7 support, and unbeatable performance. Their intuitive UI makes it extremely easy to get your server up and running fast. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. And with competitive prices, you can be sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. Join 𝐺�portal today by clicking my link down in the description for 10% off your first month. They also adjusted the elemental chests rewards to give them better rewards. So dog coins will now always drop from these chests, and they also have a small chance of containing the work suitability book, something that has been very rare up until this point. The downside to this is you will need to start a new world in order to see these changes. All worlds made before this update will contain the previous loot tables. NPC event rewards have been adjusted. To maintain fairness, all NPC conversation logs have been reset, allowing players to claim rewards again. So what this means is any of the NPCs that you've spoken to that have given you stuff, you can go through and do all of that over again. For example, the one hidden PAL person that gives you the work suitability book, you can go claim a new work suitability book from that PAL person now. The same goes for the PAL critic rewards and so on and so on. Favorites have been categorized into favorite 1, 2, and 3 groups. So we have 3 separate favorites we can set now. This just gives us a little bit more control over our favorites. They've also added a sorting option to the PAL box for sort by work suitability and level. So what this does is it sorts by all of the different work suitabilities and separates them and puts them from the highest work suitability level to the lowest. This is also a really nice feature to have. So now that we've covered all of the amazing new stuff, let's talk about the one that I think is going to just absolutely destroy the game. And that is the global PAL box. So this says that you can store PAL data in the global PAL box and transfer it between worlds. Let's go through a breakdown on what this means and how exactly this works. So essentially you get this thing at level 1, you start with it, it's super cheap to build. You put your PAL over there and it doesn't actually remove your PAL from the world, it just stores that data in the global PAL box. Then when you load literally any other world, you can access that global PAL box. It's basically like an account PAL box. And you can pull those PALs out of it and add them to your normal PAL box and use them as you normally would. They get a cool little purple DNA symbol on them to denote that they were pulled from the PAL box. It doesn't actually remove them from it. It just removes their data from it, and then you can still use that PAL in any other world that you go to. Once you have pulled them out of the global PAL box and put them into a world, they act normal. You can breed them or do whatever you want with them. They act the same as a normal PAL. I didn't notice any difference whatsoever, other than the fact that you can delete them and they won't actually go away because they're in your global PAL box, so you can just bring them back into your world, delete them from your world, and so on, and do whatever you want with them. It's basically like a special save folder for a large number of PALs. Now, the problem with this is that it takes away from the replayability of the game. Once you can do this and you have like the best of the best PALs, why would you go to any other world and play in any other world when you can just take the best of the best PALs to that world with you already? You've already beat the game and you can carry that save on to any other save that you want to in the future. Now, this is kind of good for when they add new stuff in situations where you might want to create a new world in order to get changes like the elemental chest change. But once that's done and they're done updating the game, if the global PAL box stays, it will destroy the replayability of the game. But that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you all think down there in the comments. And if you found this video helpful and informational, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more of my content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.